Hi there, my little ghost. Welcome back to the channel. I am really excited for today's reading because we are going to talk about how your crush sees you. Ooh. So I want to give you guys a little breakdown of the reading first, so you know how it's structured and what's going to be discussed. So to start, we are going to take a look at some oracles, and they're basically going to show you who your person is. If you resonate with the first part of the reading, then you know that that is the right pile for you and you can continue watching. If you don't resonate with the first part and you don't know who that person is, you've never met them, it couldn't possibly be your crush, I suggest maybe try another pile, although it is possible that maybe there is no message for you here, which in that case, no worries, you can check out another one of my readings or do whatever you want to do with your time. But if you do resonate with one of the piles, these are the questions that we are gonna talk about. We're gonna first see an important aspect of them that makes them easily recognizable for you. We are gonna also talk about a little bit about what made you crush over this person, when or where or how you guys have met, some sort of circumstance that spirit is gonna show us. We're also gonna talk about how you see this person, so your perception over them, and finally the energy between you and your person. And if you resonate with this part and you identify your crush, then you can continue watching, and we're gonna discuss the actual question of today, which is how they see you, and we're gonna do so with both oracles and tarot. So now that we have that out of the way, I present to you the 4 piles that you can choose from. We have pile 1 here with this chrysocolla heart. We have a pile 2 right over here with this dragon's egg heart. We have pile 3 here. I had too much coffee, my brain is in override. We have pile 3 here with this labradorite heart. And we finally have pile 4 with this carnelian heart. And these are oracles that we are going to use in the reading. They are all going to appear in every single one of these piles, so don't worry about that. Just pick whichever one you resonate with the most, as always, and I will see you in your reading. The timestamps are in the description. Hello there, my little pile 1 ghosts. I am delighted to have you guys here. We are going to spill the tea on how your crush sees you. So if you are ready, let's jump straight into it. We are gonna check out your person's vibes, and so you can identify if this is actually your person or not. And yeah, to start, we have Eclipse in Scorpio with regeneration, stand firm in the eye of the storm. We have Truth. We have Joy with smiley face. We have Polar Bear with Ancestors. And finally, we have a Sweet Surrender. Okay, so pile 1. First and foremost, we are going to discuss this zodiac card, and this is supposed to show one important aspect of your person. Judged by the sign of the card, it could be that your person has Scorpio really prevalent in their birth chart, or it could be one of their main 3, which is they might have a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising. This person, if the case may be, seems to have an extraordinary capacity for transforming themselves, perhaps even influence their environment and the people around them to regenerate, to transform, to change. So it is possible that this person embraces chaos in a way when it shows up in their life, or they may be thriving chaos, or they just simply have a capacity to not resist the storm when it comes, but I mean, yeah, resist the storm in the idea that they don't let it take over and ruin their vibe overall. But I feel like they try to understand when hard times come along, what it is that those hard times are trying to teach them. So this person, like I said, great capacity for transformation. They might have been through quite a lot in their lives. They might have had a lot of tower moments, and if you don't know what that is, in tarot, it's basically starting from scratch again when spirit takes away something that was not contributing to your growth. It could be that they have, I'm hearing, wise beyond their years, so it could be that this person had to figure out how to survive, how to live by themselves. They might have been alone for a long time, especially growing up, or perhaps they were in a sort of dysfunctional family where they had to learn responsibility at a very young age, something like that. So I don't see this person letting all this trauma get in their way, though. I feel like they might be very spiritually mature and obviously emotionally, mentally. They are very resilient. That's another word that's coming out. They know how to manage themselves no matter what their circumstances are. And I kind of see how this correlates with the surrounding cards, because with this smiley face here with joy, this card talks about how you guys met, and I feel like perhaps what got your attention or what made them stand out to you was that they perhaps always have a smile on their face, or perhaps they are constantly trying to make other people laugh or trying to show them the bright side of things. I feel like this person has a lot of energy, and you probably notice them when they walk into a room because their auric field kind of takes over the room. Really positive energy. Even they might have like a golden glow. If that's relevant for any of you, feel free to take it. You might have met at a party, or maybe not necessarily in a joyous set of circumstances. Perhaps it was the complete opposite. But if that's the case, you might have noticed that they still maintained this good aura, these good vibes about themselves. They might be a comedian for some of you, or someone who likes to laugh or joke a lot, or they might even be into like stand-up comedy or something like that. But moving on, I want to talk about this truth card here, because this is the card that talks about what made you guys crush hard over this person. And the main thing that comes to mind is I feel like this person is showing you your own truth, is reflecting your own truth back to you. It could be that this person is representing who you want to be or who you want to become. It could be that you aspire to become like them, maybe have their resilience or their capacity to laugh in the face of danger, or perhaps, I wouldn't say they are fearless though, because that's coming up a little, but I feel like you guys may want to know how to not let your fears and anxieties take over. Like, this person is an expert in doing so. It's not that they're not afraid, but they just know that fear is not gonna do much for them if they let it take over. You might be an anxious person. This person might look really brave to you, and this might give you a feeling of protection and certainty, and in the face of, you know, the uncertainty of life in general. But with this mirror here, I feel like this person is extremely honest too, and that you can see right through them. You know, it's almost like you can see into their soul when you look at them. Like, they are so open and so truthful to who they are. There's literally nothing they seem to hide. And I feel like they also have a huge capacity to read others as well. They might be able to tell when someone is bullshitting. They can probably instantly tell if they vibe with a person or not. But this is not nothing new or nothing strange for a Scorpio to do. So if they have intense Scorpio energy about themselves, yeah, this does not come as a surprise. I want to say though, they might just give you the impression that you know everything about them. Scorpios are really good at keeping secrets, and they actually run really deep when it comes to, you know, their personality and their feelings. And there might be dark things about them that they do not choose to show, but are ever present. Because sorry, as you can see, this person here is surrounded by darkness, and sure, there is this aura of light about them and reflected in the mirror, but the darkness still is in the background, and it doesn't seem to scare them or to allow it to take over in any way. It's there though. Like, Scorpio with displacement basically balances darkness and encompasses the idea of darkness and obscure and secrets and mystery into the daily life, so to speak. I don't know how to put this into words properly, but they understand and they know that darkness isn't something they should be scared or ashamed of. Okay, so they kind of give off a little bit of crone energy. This almost ancient wisdom. Okay, they might be into spirituality too, not necessarily religion, more so spirituality, but religion could be a way that they show this thing. I want to also talk about this polar bear with ancestors energy. This is how you guys perceive them, and it's really interesting to me because I don't think you guys are related. I hope you're not related. It's like, that would be insistent. That's not good. But this ancestors card makes me think that you see this person as someone that gets you, as someone who has had perhaps a common past and common challenges, and in this sense they are familiar to you. It could be that this person is also older than you, and so basically you might see them as a little bit of a father figure-ish. That ish is much. I'm kidding, obviously, but yeah, the protector energy is very prevalent here. So it could be that you look up to them in that way and you feel safe, protected, and inspired by this person. This also gives me, again, the idea of wisdom, and again, the ancient vibe. Like, they hold the secrets of life and death and everything in between. So this is sort of how you perceive them. And last but not least, we are talking about this sweet surrender card. This is the energy between the two of you. What can I say that you don't already know? I feel like between you and this person, the overall energy is of submission. Like, you feel submissive around them, but in a way that makes you feel safe. I feel like this person definitely takes charge and has a dominant side to them. I feel like they're also, how do I put this into words? Because there's a lot of stuff coming through here. So this person is probably, I'm also hearing taller than you. So you might be like petite, or just they might be really tall, and you might feel this, I don't know, you might feel just small but cared for and protected around them in a way. Oh wow, okay. I actually know someone that is in a similar situation with a person like this, so that just came to mind. um yeah, I feel like this person definitely has some sort of Mars dominant active masculine energy about themselves. Scorpio is actually traditionally represented by Mars in astrology, so again, not surprising. But yeah, this is the overall energy. Like, you feel in your feminine, you feel submissive, you don't feel the need to like rise and grind necessarily, and you feel more like, I want to please this person, I want to be, not, I don't want to say I want to be everything that this person needs, but it's kind of going in that direction too for some of you. Be careful, I would say. Maybe don't start worshiping them, like being in your feminine is different from worshiping the ground they walk on. So for some of you, I'm just giving you like heads up. Try not to go that far. Anyways, now that we have identified hopefully who this person is for you, we're gonna move on and check the next set of oracles, which show how this person sees you. So let's get into it. Let's see. Pile 1. Alright, so let's get straight into it. To start, we have the Prince, romantic charm and potential for power. We have Uranus with change. We have shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, vision quest. We have liberation. We have candle magic. I'm actually gonna move them just slightly this way. We have alchemy. And finally, we have the Sentinel, determination and certainty. Okay. I hope you guys can see all the cards. So let's talk about this. There is a lot of blue overall in these cards, which makes me think that this person also sees you as a good communicator, or someone who shows their truth and embodies their truth, even if you might feel like you are not embodying the whole of it. I think you are in the right direction and this person sees that in you. I feel like perhaps the two of you communicate really good together. Maybe you have long, interesting conversations, or perhaps you have moments of it almost feels like you guys confess things to one another and you feel like you can go deeper than the surface, like in terms of conversations. It's not just, oh, the weather's really nice and whatnot. You might have started talking like about your past or like some philosophical life stuff and, just deeper subjects. With this Prince energy here, I feel like this person might also feel a chemistry between the two of you. They might see you as someone, they might see and be able to, having that Scorpio energy, I think they're clearly capable of seeing that you have some sort of feelings for them. I think it's obvious in a way, but you guys haven't like openly talked about going on a date or something like that, but they can see that you might want to do so. I also see that this person sees potential in you when it comes to you becoming yourself and being able to chase, to not chase, but to manifest your goals and your dream life. I feel like they see you as a potential good leader, and someone selfless who is gonna work for a higher cause and not just for themselves. I feel like whatever you choose to do with your life, it could involve helping others, and this person sees your will to serve and to offer the best of you to the world. With this Uranus card here, I feel like this person sees you as someone who can change the world, or someone who can make a difference at the very least. I'm also hearing like a force of nature, so even like if you guys are like, yeah, that's not me, remember that this is like this person's perception of you. So you might not be able to see some of these things about yourself, but this person can clearly tell with that Scorpio placement. Whew, oh boy. They see right through you into the deepest parts of your core that you might even be afraid to explore yourself. But yeah, there's this sense of this person can see that you are able to make a change into the world once you fully embody your own power, and once you realize where you want to go and that you are capable of doing just that. Really, really interesting energy. They might see you as an innovator, and you might be into, I don't know, you might be into like IT stuff or AI or technology studies, or just you might be creative in an innovative way, so to speak. You can put things together in a way that people might not have thought about previously, and they're like, oh wow, this actually goes extremely well together. You could have some sort of creative hobbies, so anything related to art or poetry, writing, songs, music, dancing, whatever you feel is creative for yourself. I feel like there's more to this, but it's kind of hard to tap in because this person is a master of concealing what they do not want to be said. And I feel like even with these clouds here, like I can see the half that they want me to see, but the other half they keep concealed. But we're gonna move on and pretend like, yeah, everything's fine, because everything is fine. Anyways, I want to talk about this liberation card real quick. There could be something about you that they find wild in a way, and I feel like they're curious to see that part of you finally set free. I feel like you guys are perhaps at a point where you kind of have talked about, you've talked about a lot of things, and it's almost like a threshold into things getting deeper or more serious, or perhaps to that point of you admitting your feelings to this person. I don't know, but there's something here about like a threshold and you letting out something about yourself, almost like confessing and diving into yourself, into your feelings, more deeply and freely and openly than you have up until this point. With this shamanic journey here, I feel like this person feels like you guys have some sort of bond, at least when it comes to understanding the world from a higher perspective and understanding your place into the world and your purpose here. This person sees you as someone with a higher calling that doesn't just work to survive or for money or for fame or recognition or anything like that. They see you as someone who's oriented towards themselves, who's oriented inward in a way, in order to be able to tell what exactly they need to do on this earth. In any case, you know what you want from life, you know where you want to go, and you have coupled that with a deeper spiritual meaning. So it's not just, oh, I want to be a doctor. It's like, why? And you know your why, and your why is related in their eyes to helping others, to, or it could be that this person just sees you as someone really honorable and really, I don't know, sort of like angelic in a way, like a missionary in a way. So they definitely see something pure and really bright about you. With this alchemy card, this is really interesting to me, because it almost seems like this person sees themselves in you, in the fact that you might be able to transform the worst situations into energy to empower yourself. So it could be that perhaps, again, you might have been through some unfortunate set of events, and instead of letting that get the best of you and transform you into, I don't know, a self-pitying person, you have outgrown your circumstances and empowered yourself and told yourself, this is something I will never allow to happen to me again. And you have alchemized that pain into motivation to do better, to grow, to be happy. I also feel like these circumstances might have broadened your horizons in their eyes, and they see you as someone who looks into and towards the future, and they do not stay stuck in the past. And they really like that about you. Again, there's some sort of brightness here that they perceive in you. Overall, the overall energy that I'm getting, even with this candle magic here card with intention, is the energy of determination to grow, to help the world. They really admire this energy about you. You know exactly what you want, and you know the steps you need to take to get there. And this person feels, I feel like they have a lot of respect for you, and I'm not necessarily getting a lot of like romantic feelings, but obviously we're not talking about feelings, this is how they see you. But maybe we can get some of that too in the tarot. But yeah, you are really focused, you have a direction, and this person sees that, and your direction is coupled with a higher spiritual meaning about why you're doing the things you're doing. So now that we have this out of the way, let's go ahead and check the tarot and see what else wants to come to surface from this person. For you guys, we are going to work with the Zodiac Tarot. This is a new deck in my collection, and this is the first time we are using it. So let's see how this baby works. So Spirit, let's talk about how this person, how pile one's crush sees my pile ones. I'm gonna give this a few good shuffles because the cards were still in order. So if you wanna skip ahead, you can do so. That was a terrible shuffle on my part. Fine, let's try that again. Some of you like the sound and like the visual of cards being shuffled, so myself included, which is why I leave these parts, you know, as they are, and I don't cut forward or whatnot, but you can if you want to. Come on. Okay, I think that will do. Spirit, can you tell us more about how pile one's crush sees pile one? Okay, how do they see pile one? Okay, oh wow, okay. This is good. This is good news, very good news. How do they see pile one? Okay, wow. The Tower. Okay, the Five of Swords. I guess I'm gonna take you too. Let's make some room for all these babies. Alright, okay. The bottom of the deck energy is the Nine of Wands reversed. Alright, so how do they see you? Pile one. I'm gonna start with this side here. Your crush might just see you as a possible, very, I don't know how to put this into words, like they might see you as a possible partner. I don't know if necessarily for themselves, but we're talking about them, so for a lot of you it could be that they see you as a great partner for them. They see that they have great potential of being really happy with you if you guys decide to take things further. They might see you as someone they can have their happy ending with. They also see you as someone with whom they are able to build a legacy, with whom they are able to create abundance and even build up a fortune. And I feel like they see you as someone that they can grow and evolve profoundly with, and literally have no worry in the world. They see you as someone who's ready to conquer the world, who is just getting started, making plans on how to achieve these amazing things. And they also see you as someone who has escaped, in a way, escaped the matrix. I don't really use that expression a lot, but it's just something that came to mind. They see you as someone who is a free thinker almost, who thinks outside the box and who has escaped the chains of their own mind and the limitations of their own mind. They also see you as someone who can and has been in situations where you had to start over. They see you perfectly capable of doing that, however. But it could be that in order, for some of you, I don't think this will resonate for everyone. For some of you, it could be that if you guys are to move on and start something together, it could be that they are the ones who have to start from ground zero, and so they might be unsure of whether or not they are ready to do so and commit. With this Five of Swords here, I feel like they see you as someone who's not afraid to speak their mind, but also in a way that is not hurting other people. I feel like they see you as someone who knows how to resolve conflict, someone with good communication skills, or someone who is not afraid to apologize if they have committed a mistake, especially when it comes to like things you say when you're angry or upset or frustrated. With this Nine of Wands reversed, there's an energy here of perhaps needing a break. There's an energy of you're almost fully loaded with responsibilities or burdens of some kind, especially energetically. So I don't know what this is about, but I kind of want to ask Spirit for some details. Spirit, can you tell us what is up with this Nine of Wands? Can you give us a clarifier? What is this energy about? What is this energy about? Okay, the Knight of Wands. So yeah, they might see you as someone who is doing too much at once. So you might want to be careful with just how much you take on. It could be that you have such high expectations of yourself for I'm also hearing like entrepreneurship, so maybe if you guys are into that, perhaps you're starting too many projects at once, or it could be that you are depleting yourself easily by spreading yourself too thin. So this is basically how your person sees you. I'm actually going to make a second video on this, and we are going to talk about what would happen if you confessed your feelings to your crush, how things would evolve from there. So if you want to watch that video, I will leave a link in the description. Perhaps you'll find it in the cards at the end of the video too. But pile one, this is pretty much all I have for you guys. I hope this has resonated and I hope this has been helpful. Really interesting energy, interesting dynamic between the two of you. I'm curious to see how things evolve in the second reading. But if you guys want a personal reading, you can book one with me in the description. You're gonna have the link there and we'll get more specific details for your particular case. But other than that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure you like this video if it has been helpful or entertaining to you at all. And let me know in the comments how this has resonated. I hope I will see you very, very soon, Pile 1. Bye! Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's get right into it. If you guys want a breakdown of this reading, go ahead and watch the introduction. But if you guys have picked this crystal together with this card, we are going to take a look at how your crush sees you. So, first things first, we are going to look at some oracles to identify if this is the pile for you, if this is your crush's energy. So to start, we have Sun in Taurus, boost self-worth and finances, practicalities. We have lighten your load. We have abundance. We have leadership. And we have seeking pleasure. So right off the bat, the overall vibe that this pile gives me is that this person is possibly like the manager or the boss, wherever you guys happen to work at, and you want to try you kind of have a crush on them and they might have a crush on you and something like that. So it's like work, a work love story or crush story. Anyways, we're gonna start with this Sun in Taurus card. What this is telling me, this is the card that represents a main trait or a main aspect, an important aspect of this person, at least in your eyes. So you might see or perceive this person as someone who is well off and abundant, someone who has good finances and takes extremely good care of themselves. They might be really put together, they might dress to impress in a way, they might enjoy the finer things in life. I'm also hearing like they maybe have an expensive watch or a really clean newer car or something like that. This person likes comfort. This person enjoys comfort, luxuries, good food, all the finer things in life that you can get pleasure from. I also feel like this person has pretty high self-esteem, and that it kind of shows, it shines through. And that of course makes them even more attractive than they are just by looking at them. So they have this, I don't know, they have this boss vibe about themselves. They actually might be at the top of the social ladder in a way, or might have climbed pretty high. I feel like they work hard, but they party even harder. But party not necessarily in like in the actual sense of the word, but they might reward themselves copiously for their efforts. Up next, I want to talk about how you guys might have met. And for that, we're gonna take a look at this card over here with abundance. So this abundance card makes me feel like you guys have met in some sort of work circumstance. Either you work at the same place, or you met them because they are like a partner company of the people you work for, or something like that. You might have met through a friend at work, you might have met in a meeting, or anything that revolves around you creating your abundance materially. This is how you might have come across this person. With this lighten your load card here, this is the reason or the main reason that made you fall in love with or crush on this person. And I don't know why I said fall in love, because we're talking about crushes, but you might feel like you have more than a crush for this person, so that might mean something for some of you. I feel like the main reason is that this person makes you feel like they can take care of you, and they can be perhaps the provider that you guys need. It could be that you feel really attracted to them because they might be in this masculine energy, and they're willing to, or not willing, but capable, at least capable to take care of you and to take some of your worries from your plate. It could be that you are attracted to the idea of this person being able to spoil you or treat you like the queen/king that you are. It's just the fact that they are able to provide you with this sense of taking a break and enjoying life in its true form, and not always chasing new goals or taking care of the challenges that life presents. So I'm not trying to say, and I I don't feel like you guys are materialistic. Not that there's something wrong with being materialistic, because the material world is closely connected to the spiritual and the higher selves, the higher world, and so on and so forth, because basically anything material manifests from a higher form of energy. But even if you want to define yourself as materialistic, no, there's no shame in that. Material girl. Everyone deserves to spoil themselves, and everyone deserves to feel the pleasures that life has to offer, because that's why we are in a physical body after all. Anyways, moving on. This person can provide you with some pleasure and luxury, which you guys might be really, really in need of. Perhaps you work a lot, perhaps you have a lot of responsibilities on your plate and you don't really have time or energy, or maybe you don't allow yourself the time to take a break or to spoil yourself, and this person kind of has awakened that need in you and the acknowledgement of that need in you. I want to talk about this leadership card here. This is relevant because this talks about how you see your crush. And obviously we have leadership. So you see this person as someone who takes the lead, someone who steps forward and takes action and establishes direction and focus for the team to follow, or for you as a possible partner to follow. I feel like you want to fall back into more of your feminine energy. And even though Taurus is represented by Venus in astrology, and Venus is basically the feminine side of things, I feel like this person definitely has drive, and they might even embrace their masculine a lot, because this leadership card here also gives me the vibe they might have Aries in their chart, which is basically the leader, the initiator of the zodiac. So yeah, this person, I feel like they make you want to fully dive into your feminine aspects and want to taste what receiving feels like. And I'm not surprised, because this card here, this represents the vibe, the energy between the two of you, and this card says seeking pleasure. So I mean pleasure comes in many forms. So you might want or want to have maybe an affair with this person, maybe start there and take it further. But no matter what kind of relationship you might want with this person, it has something to do with pleasure. It might just be mutual. This person might also see you as someone who is capable of offering them this physical pleasure that they are so attracted to, and yeah, that they crave and have already embraced. But I feel like they want someone who's able to give that to them instead of themselves giving. So like, what I'm trying to say is they can give themselves a lot of pleasure in life, but they want someone else to do it too, because it feels different, obviously. So anyways, whatever that happens to mean for you guys, if you resonate with whoever this person is, then we're gonna move on and look at your oracles that talk about how they see you. So let's see. Okay. Something doesn't vibe here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So to start, we have the Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. We have Aries, okay. We have sensuality, feminine wisdom, and passion. We have Mat with giving and receiving. Okay, there's definitely a balance here. We have Ritual Magic with initiation. And you guys got 2 of these cards. We have the Minotaur with compassion. We have Banshee with grief. And we have the twins, self-protection, dual natures. Okay, very, very interesting. Wow. Where do I even start with you? Pile 2. I feel like this person sees you as a little bit of an entertainer. Someone who is not afraid of, quote-unquote, making a fool of themselves. Someone who doesn't really care about the opinions of other people, who tells things as they really are, and who helps others laugh at this, I don't know, the aspects of life that they take too seriously. It's almost like a little bit of a Joker vibe. You are truly yourself, and you don't let life make you too cynical, or you don't take things so seriously. It's not that you are not to be trusted or that you are not responsible. It's just that you don't let life take over you in a way. I feel like you're also really, really true, really truthful to who you are, and you are allowing the world to see that. But moving on, I really want to talk about this Aries card, because you might have, or you might have had for a long time, this idea, this principle that you're guiding yourself by, of being independent and putting yourself first. And this person, your crush, can clearly see that. They can clearly see that you are doing just fine by yourself, that you have no problem taking action, climbing in life, so to speak, and trying to make your way to the top, forging your own path, and not really caring what's been done before, or not having a need to fit in. And it's really interesting to me because the Fool is also card 0, and it starts the tarot, it starts the major arcana. And Aries is basically the first sign of the zodiac, and it's the energy that begins life, so to speak. And I feel like they definitely see you as someone capable of starting and getting things done alone, and they don't really feel lonely doing that. Even though this is like quite masculine energy here, because Aries is ruled by Mars, I feel like you have a prevalent feminine, sensual energy around you too, and that you can almost fall back when someone else wants to take charge, and you are malleable in a way in that sense. So you know how to balance these energies, and you have like an innate feeling of when you need to be individualistic, and how to balance the energy when you're with someone else, judged by how high how masculine their presence is compared to yours. So you don't have to be like, you don't have to identify as male or female or whatnot, but this energy here, masculine when alone, feminine when together, is sort of what I'm getting. With this card here, I feel like this person is attracted to the feminine aspect of you, and they feel like you can provide them with the feeling of them being a good provider. You can make them feel in their masculine, and they like that. They enjoy feeling that way, and being able to share that with a partner. So if you guys have not actually done anything or got to any significant point with this person, they might have fantasized or thought about it, because it is coming through pretty strongly. I feel like they have thought about what it would be like for you guys to be together and to share and seek this exchange of energy, whatever that happens to mean for you. With this ritual magic here, with initiation, I feel like this person sees you as someone who can introduce them to a new side of life, to a new side of things, and they crave that almost. I mean, Aries is, to begin with, it is the initiator, but I feel like in this case they might be the one getting initiated into almost the art of balancing masculine and energy. And this is confirmed to me by this giving and receiving card here. And there's also some Libra energy to this reading, so you guys might have Libra placements. This is interesting, really interesting. It's kind of repetitive overall, but it makes sense. Like, it's very cohesive altogether. They see you as their possible counterpart. Not necessarily romantic, although it could be. We're gonna see. Actually, I'm making a separate video on that, and you'll be able to find a link in the description or at the end of this video. But yeah, they see the possibility of them feeling in their masculine and feeling in control in a very sensual, seductive way with you. Anyways, moving on, I want to talk about these two cards here with compassion and grief. Interesting, to say the least. This compassion card makes me feel like this person could be really rough and unforgiving, and especially if they are like in a leadership position, if you work together and they are like ranking higher over you. I feel like they are ruthless with perhaps other employees, but with you they are starting to develop feelings, at least of compassion, of empathy. They don't really react that harshly towards you, if at all. I feel like they turn a blind eye to your mistakes or mishaps, or they might even try to comfort you and tell you that it's okay, and find reasons why, you know, oh, it happens, like, you know, nobody's perfect, don't judge yourself so harshly or whatnot. There is some fiery energy here, fiery and earthy energy overall. So this kind of creates like this sensual mix of things, and I love how it almost feels like both of you have horns. And like, you know, from horns you can translate that into like something else that defines both of you. It could be that you are very sexually attracted, basically, to one another, and there's definitely some passion in the air. With compassion, I want to also talk about grief. This is interesting to me. I don't know if they might be able to spot something in you that other people might not, or might overlook, or they might have compassion specifically because of this card here. You might have recently gone through some sort of loss in your life that basically put you through this feeling of grief. Perhaps it was prolonged by certain circumstances for some of you. Maybe the reason why this person is willing to go easy on you is because you guys are going through a hard time, but I feel like you are trying to laugh it off. And the fact that you are doing so is sort of endearing for your crush, and they're almost like, this person is trying to be tough, but like I can see their suffering, I can see their pain, and I want to ease that. And maybe this awakened this desire for them to offer you pleasure, sort of to try to make you feel better, and you might just want to allow that to happen because why not? After all, you know, you want to fall back into your feminine and be able to be like in your feelings, and allow others to take care of you, even though you can do it perfectly fine by yourself. You don't have to, especially if you are offered help. With this twins card here, you guys might have, I'm gonna just state the obvious, you might have some Gemini placements, but what I'm actually getting the most is that you guys are completing each other in a way, like yin and yang energy. It's almost like this balancing, giving and receiving energy repeated all over again. You are the moon, they are the sun. You are in your feminine, they're in their masculine, and so on and so forth. And I feel like you are willing to compromise or give up a part of you so that they can come and balance it out. And yeah, I almost feel like you are willing to give up and make a compromise when it comes to you always being in control and taking care of yourself and being independent in order to be protected and taken care of. And they might be willing to cut some of the harshness and some of the masculine and warrior kind of vibes and get into their feminine and have compassion for you and understanding for you and get into their touchy-feely emotional side a little more for you. Yeah, this is basically how they perceive you. And we're gonna look into the tarot now to try to see what else we can get from this person, even though this is pretty well encompassing and detailed. We're gonna get even more, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Alrighty, for you guys, we are going to work with the Heavenly Bloom Tarot. So let's see. What else can we find out for you? Pile 2. Oh, I forgot that these are a little hard to shuffle for me. They're bigger, longer than the standard tarot deck. But we're making it work. In a way. Okay. I'm just gonna shuffle them horizontally if I can. Let's try that. These are very they're very slippery. Like the finish makes them extremely slippery. But let's see, Spirit, what else can you tell us about how Pile 2's crush sees Pile 2? What else can you tell us? We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have the Ten of Wands reversed. We have the Eight of Wands reversed. Okay. What else, Spirit? And we have the Queen of Wands reversed. Very interesting. The bottom of the deck is Six of Wands reversed. So this energy here, we have almost all of the queens reversed, which in this case it tells me that this person sees you out of your feminine energy, most likely because of the grief situation. What am I doing? Most likely because of the grief situation that might be going on with you guys. With this Ten of Swords here, this is telling me that a big ending has taken place for you guys, and this person, your crush, they understand that it was a big event and that you are sort of starting anew after this, whatever this grief moment might have been for you guys. It could be that because of this you have reverted into your mostly masculine energy, having to take care of yourself, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's mostly a coping mechanism, and this person knows that it's mostly a coping mechanism. You might have been more in your feminine before this grief happened, and the transition was sudden and obvious to your crush that you switched to your masculine. The Queen of Swords here, it's telling me that you might cut people off easily, or your crush might believe that you cut people off easily, or that you don't trust as easily anymore. Perhaps that you might come across a little blunt. You might not take your time or mind people's feelings as much, because this has been eating your energy, and you are trying to restore your energy levels and not give so much to people anymore. In so doing, with this Queen of Cups here reversed, this also is telling me that you are emotionally depleted, and any sort of like feeling, glimpse of happiness, glimpse of love, you keep to yourself because you need it, and you know how that you need to take care of yourself and put yourself first. So this might be why you come across as being individualistic like this and focused on self more and independent in a way. Maybe there's no one else that can take care of you. Perhaps you are on your own in some sort of way, and your crush can sense this. With this Ten of Wands here reversed, once again it is confirmed that, and your crush is aware that you have had too much to bear. You've had a great burden on your shoulders, perhaps still do, but I feel like most of it is in the past and things are starting to get better from now. But they know how much you've had to carry for yourself and by yourself. This Eight of Wands here, they know that perhaps things were moving a little more quickly between the two of you, or just for you in life in general. Perhaps you're advancing quickly towards your dream life, for example, or perhaps, like I said, the situation between you and your crush was evolving pretty quickly, but it had a sudden stop or a sudden slowdown because of the grief event. And with this Queen of Wands, another thing that I'm getting is that you are depleted when it comes to your motivation as well. In their eyes, they see that you do not have the energy and the ambition that you once did, that you don't have the same passion or the same vitality that you did before. And I feel like this probably triggered their desire to offer you pleasure, and to make it easier on you, to take some of their responsibility away from you, to offer you the possibility to lean on them. But this is how they see you. I feel like also with this Six of Wands, the last thing here basically is that your person feels like they have been slowed down in the process of winning you over or succeeding in seducing you. But with the Magician here showing up as the next card, I feel like they have not stopped believing that it is possible to restart this, and that they know that they have all the tools necessary to help you out if need be, and to make this work. There's a possibility here to manifest that this connection turns into more than just a crush. So it is possible, but we are actually going to take a look at what would happen if you confessed your feelings to your crush and how things would develop from there in a separate video, which will be linked in the description and most likely at the end of this video too. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. But this is pretty much all I have for you, pile 2. If this resonated or if it was helpful in any way, do let me know in the comments below, and make sure you like this video and you subscribe to the channel to be notified whenever I post new readings like this. And if you want more personal details, I'm also offering personal readings, and you can find the link in the description. You can book one with me right now and you will get it in less than 24 hours. And yeah, any questions you might have regarding this situation or anything else, you can ask me and we will create a special reading for you. Pile 2, once again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I will see you very soon. Bye-bye! Hi there, my beautiful pile 3 ghosts, and welcome to your reading. If you guys have picked this heart together with this card, then we are going to start talking about your crush to try to identify if this is truly the pile for you. And if you want a full breakdown of the reading, I encourage you to go watch the intro where I explain it pretty comprehensively. But right now, what we're doing is we're identifying your person. And if you vibe with this and if you feel like this is someone you know and this is the person you are asking about, then this is your pile. If it is not, then if it doesn't resonate with you, I suggest trying to pick a different pile. If you don't resonate with anything here, it could be that there is no current message in this reading for you. So to start, we have Sun in Libra. Enjoy life with music, love and romance and harmony. We have Protection. We have Protection again with the Evil Eye. We have Creation. And we have Love's Embrace. All right. So pile 3. I want to first talk about this Sun in Libra card. It is possible that your crush is a Libra or a Libra Sun, as it says, or they might have really powerful Libra placements in their charts. This seems to be someone who enjoys beauty and aesthetics, so to speak. This is someone who has an innate capacity to help others overcome conflict. This person could be known as a mediator, or they could have this energy that sees both points of view in an argument and tries to find the middle ground. This could also be someone who works in some sort of law-governed circumstance, so they could be like a lawyer or a prosecutor or a judge or something of some sorts like that, or they could be working with private companies as a legal representative or helper. I don't really know the terminology for this, so don't come for me, but they are someone who works with the law or who tries to mediate situations. They could also work in diplomacy. So those are a few things to keep in mind. And this is one main aspect for this person. Next, I actually want to talk about these protection cards, because these represent what has made you crush on this person, as well as how or where you guys might have met. It's interesting to me that we have protection twice, and I feel like maybe this person has represented you legally in court or something like that. Perhaps they have been defending your rights, and saying that, it could be that this person might not necessarily have an actual like career in the field, but they might be someone who stands up for other people's rights, especially those who are overlooked by society. And it could be that they stood up for you in a moment where you could not stand up for yourself and protect yourself. I feel like this person might also bring forward this energy of safety, or their upbringing could have given them a sense of security, which inspires you to feel safe when you are with them. You might have been, for example, growing up in an environment that was pretty detrimental to your development, and you might have developed anxiety issues or something of the sorts. And this person seems to bring you a calm, an inner calm and peace when you are around them. And I feel like this is the main thing that has attracted you to them. The feeling that you can be safe with this person. This is beautiful. I want to talk about this snake card for a little bit. This says creation, and this is basically how you see this person. This is basically your overall impression of them. I could say many things about this. I don't really know where to start, but there are many different interpretations I'm given to this card, and it could be different for like depending on, you know, your actual experience. This is a general reading, so yeah, multiple scenarios can apply. But the first thing that comes to mind is that you and this person could potentially recreate or start anew in a way. I feel like when you look at this person, you see potential for your life to transform. You see the potential for yourself to be able to reinvent who you are and your story and your circumstances. You feel like you don't have to constantly define yourself by your past and the trauma that you might have been through. And I feel like this person is giving you the courage and the confidence, the trust that things can get better, and you can decide what you want for yourself, and you don't have to stay in the confines of your upbringing or of your family, or you know, the people who might have abused you or overlooked your needs. There's a sense of temptation here too. I cannot help but notice that there is a sense of temptation, and a sense of the forbidden. And for some of you, it could be that you know, in your subconscious you feel like you don't deserve this, or that you should always live in torment. And of course, like, saying it out loud, no one wants that, but I'm talking about our subconscious processes, which sometimes keep us stuck and make us feel safe in dangerous situations, just because that is how we grew up and that is how we know how to handle. And safety actually feels unsafe to such people. And it could be that it is tempting for you to start this life with this person, but it almost feels like you should not break free from your old habits. You should not break free from your family's traditions and messed up traditions too. Like, you shouldn't break free from the ancestral trauma in a way. It feels like a betrayal to your roots. And it might also feel unsafe because you feel like you don't have something to go back to in case this fails. But it is definitely tempting, and it seems to be like the thing your heart yearns for the most, to feel safe, to start over with a person like this, or with this person precisely, who sees you and who takes your side into account too. Wow, this is really, really intense energy, pile 3. It feels like, I guess I'm sort of borrowing a little bit of your vibe, because I feel safe and anxious at the same time, and it's a little bit of a rush. It's sort of like being in a roller coaster where you get the rush and whatnot, but you feel safe because you know that you're in a controlled environment, like in controlled danger. Or like bungee jumping, where it's like, holy shit, I'm falling, but you know that you're safe because of that suspension cord or whatnot. It's that feeling. Okay. The number 7 could be significant, or 1. 7 again here with 43. But anyways, let's move on. I want to talk about this last card. We have Love's Embrace, and this is this is the energy between the two of you. And I would be surprised if you guys weren't, like, for example, already, I don't want to say in a relationship, but like, it almost seems like you guys already have accepted quietly or silently that there is a connection between the two of you, and you're not saying it out loud, but you sort of are together. This is the vibe that I'm getting. But it could be that this is a situation where things are just starting out and you're like in the butterfly phase in a sense, but you know that this person could be the right person, and they might just feel the same too, because this energy, it feels like it goes both ways. There is a possibility that your crush is a little bit hesitant here, that you might be the one who is like more so enamored, but they seem to be thinking about it twice, especially if they're like a lawyer or something like that. It's almost like, I don't know if that's like allowed, I guess, for you as a lawyer to start some sort of relationship with the person you're representing legally. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's legal necessarily, but what do I know? But they're sort of looking away but they're not pulling away necessarily. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna see more about what's going on later. So now that we have this pinpoint and you kind of know if this is, no, you should know for sure like if this is your person or not by now. We're gonna move on and look at your oracles and see how they perceive you, so how they see you in turn. Okie dokie, pile 3. Okay, all right, so these are your oracles. To start, we have the Don Juan. Spotlights your positive seductive qualities. We have debilitated with discomfort. We have opening heart, deep connections, water, blessings. We have alchemy. We have binding with not magic. We have the mermaid with beauty. I'm actually gonna move your crystal. Okay. And last but not least, we have the miser, stubbornness, inflexibility. Okay. Pile 3. So first and foremost, there is a sense here that this person might be afraid of your charms in a way. It seems like you have this really powerful seductive aura about yourselves, and your crush finds it pretty hard to avoid getting entranced in your game. I feel like they almost feel like there is something magnetic, something magical about how they feel for you and how powerful you are over them. I feel like they find it hard to resist you, basically. Like they almost feel bewitched. They feel forced into your embrace in a way. And they know that they cannot break free once they accept that they do have feelings for you. They know that there is not necessarily like any hidden agenda here. They know that these feelings are genuine, so it's not necessarily just to manipulate them or whatnot, or to manipulate them at all. They might be, you know, subconsciously thinking that this could be a way in which you try to manipulate them for personal gains, but for the most part, they find your efforts and your actions genuine. There's a deep connection between you and the sea here, or you and water in general. And I feel like this person, when they look at you, they sort of feel the pull, like the pull of the tide and the currents, you know, when you're swimming in the ocean or at sea, and you can feel, if you go too far, you can feel the currents pulling you, at which point it is hard to impossible for you to do anything to save yourself from that. Oh boy, you are definitely magnetic here, and with Queen Nefertiti representing you with this card too, I feel like your beauty, you might be extremely beautiful, extremely attractive in their eyes. Whatever it is that you possess as physical qualities is exactly their weakness, their sweet spot, so to speak. However, I want to talk about this debilitated energy here with discomfort, and I actually want to go through the guidebook and read from the guidebook for this to interpret it in the best way. And I'm gonna have you wait a second. Just give me a second. Okay, so let's see what is up with this. Let's see, not page, but number 14. Okay. If you put a well-organized city dweller deep in the wild woods, they'd be accidentally debilitated, out of their element, and pushed to live up to their potential. They may be uncomfortable, but the situation offers a chance to stretch further and develop their soul. The same goes for a planet in a sign or placement that's awkward with its nature. For example, Mercury is the least mercurial when it's in Pisces, opposite the sign Virgo, which it rules. Here, Mercury can bestow a great mind, but in an intuitive, integrated, imaginative way, not a mind to escape in purely intellectual pursuits. Okay. The challenge, whether you're an artist among the engineers or a linebacker among the ballerinas, you may struggle to apply your talent in this situation. In this moment, it's easy to slip into self-pity and self-doubt. Okay. So, it's pretty self-explanatory, actually. So your person, when they are around you, they feel out of their waters. Water euphemisms. Anyways, so they might feel like they don't know what to do because this isn't what they're made of, or this isn't the environment that they're used to. It could literally be just the fact that from a career standpoint, it is impossible for them to accept an open, honest relationship with you. Or it could be perhaps that they feel debilitated because they are not in control, being so vulnerable to your seduction, your charms, even if you do that without realizing it. But I'm not exactly seeing the full effect of this, because if they do have strong Libra placement, Libras do really well in partnerships of pretty much any kind, and they live for partnerships. So there's something here that's gonna be different for a lot of you. There isn't just one exact reason why they feel this discomfort. For some of you, it could be, like I said, due to career interest, and for some of you, it could be because they don't like the feeling of not being in control, or the feeling of not being the ones chased, could be, and them having to do the chasing, or feeling the need to do the chasing. But last and not least, I want to talk about this Miser card here with stubbornness and inflexibility. I heard for a lot of you that you don't take no for an answer. It's almost like it's your way or the highway, and they keep trying to explain to you or to reach a compromise about the status of your relationship or something like that, and you're like, nope, I want the whole thing. Maybe they're like, but we can be like really good friends, like, but I cannot take it further than that, and you're like, nope, I want the whole thing. Oh my god. And it's so hard for them to say no to you. It is so hard, because you're literally a goddess. You're a mythical creature with powers beyond their comprehension. Oh my god, pile 3. What is this? Anyways, now that we have discussed this, we're gonna move into the tarot, and we are going to ask even more details about how your person sees you. So, let's see. Let us see. And for you, we are going to work with the Muse Tarot. You definitely have this mythical thing about you, because I have pre-picked the tarot decks that I'm gonna work with before I even knew like the energy of the piles. So you got the Muse Tarot, which is not surprising. So let's see. Come on. Let's see, Spirit. What can you tell us about how Pile 3's crush sees Pile 3? What can you tell us about how Pile 3's crush sees Pile 3? We have the Six of Pentacles. Ooh, we have the Lovers reversed. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Sun reversed, and can we get one more? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. The bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Okay. Wow. Pile 3. This is such an interesting energy overall. I'm gonna take it step by step. I feel like your crush sees the potential between the two of you. They see the potential for the exchange happening between the two of you to be fair. They see this mostly as like an act of service kind of way. Like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, or something like that. So they're looking at this from a standpoint that's mostly material in nature, mostly practical in nature. So it could be like, yeah, you know, I help you with this and you pay me the normal fee, or I stand up for you in this situation and you cook me a meal. I don't know, whatever that happens to be. With the Lovers reversed though, the main energy that I was getting while shuffling was that this person, your crush, senses the possibility for there to be something more between the two of you. They find it hard to accept it though, especially because they feel like it wasn't their choice, or yeah, it's almost like they are attracted to you, but they didn't choose you, or they didn't have like a second option to compare you to make sure that they have made the right decision. There is some sort of insecurity here about the nature of this connection and whether or not they can make this work with you. With the Four of Swords here, it's almost like they need to rest. It's almost like they need to take some time off to think about this. I feel like they are extremely tired mentally, and that they need to take a breather and take a break to regroup to stabilize themselves, to put, you know, put their mind back into normal parameters, especially like if they're a Libra, which is an air sign. The clarity, the mental clarity is something really important in making a decision. And the Lovers here, it could be the indecision, because Libras are also known to, as a Libra, be pretty indecisive, but not because they don't know what they want, but exactly because they can see the cons and the pros in every situation. So then they can see the pros of accepting an open relationship with you, but they can also see the cons of that just as clearly. And they can see the pros in not accepting it and the cons that come with it, which are basically related to losing you. But they basically, it seems like they need to rest and think about it. They cannot give you a straight answer right away. And I feel like this situation seems to be really draining and seems to make them really sad, because they are denying something that would make them happy. But I feel like at the same time, they cannot help but walk away from this situation because of what they have previously chosen for themselves, or because they know that this situation, in a way, doesn't fit with their plans, doesn't help them grow, or it keeps them stagnant in a way. Like, yeah, the seduction and the attraction is there, but they feel like there might not be more than that or more to that. With this Ace of Cups here, though, the offer still stands, and they see that the offer still stands, and that you are basically offering them your cup. So basically, this is an opportunity for love. This is an opportunity for emotional fulfillment and happiness and whatnot. Let's see what else. The Six of Swords. Okay, so I feel like they don't want to walk away, but they feel like this might be the best thing to do at this point. Their mind could change, but it seems like the conclusion they have reached up to this point. Cutting the deck again, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. So it's almost like they are running, but in the opposite direction. They are trying to keep you out of sight, out of mind in a way. And it's almost like their passion for whatever they were doing with their life before you has been transmuted into the passion that they have for you. And this might be really confusing and really frustrating to them. It's almost like they don't have control over their own thoughts, over where their energy goes and where their motivation is. You really have this person wrapped up around your finger, pile 3. But this is pretty much all I have for you guys. If you would like a more detailed reading, you can book one with me in the description below, and we can look into your exact situation. Or you can check out the other video that I made, which is titled what would happen if you confessed your feelings to this person, and how would the situation go from there. And yeah, we are going to see in that video what exactly is going to happen once you guys accept the relationship, quote unquote. But pretty much that is all I have for you. If you liked this reading and if you found it helpful or entertaining, make sure you subscribe to the channel, do like this video, and leave me a comment down below telling me how it resonated. I'm really curious to find out, because this is a really juicy energy. Pile 3, that is pretty much all I have for you. I hope I will see you in a future video. Have an amazing rest of the day, and bye-bye. Hi there, my beautiful Pile 4 ghosts. Welcome to your reading. If you guys have picked this heart and this card, we are gonna start talking about who your crush is, so we can identify them energetically, so we know for sure that this is the right pile for you. Let me see. All right, so these are the oracles. To start, we have Moon in Virgo with contentment. The chance to boost health and vitality leads to satisfaction. We have freedom. We have destiny. We have Orca with songlines. And we have a beautiful face. All right. So pile 4. I hope I said pile 4. Anyways, if I didn't, it's pile 4. I'm gonna start with talking about this zodiac card. This is the card that talks about the main, or at least a very important aspect about this person that helps to identify them. And with this Moon in Virgo, it feels like this person, the most important thing for them, or one of the most important things for them, should I say, is to make sure everything is in order in their lives, to make sure that they are physically, emotionally, mentally stable and in the right place. It feels like this is someone who really looks after themselves, who likes to be organized, and who like tending to the little issues that might arise in order to make sure that things are quote-unquote perfect. This is someone detail-oriented. It could also be someone who might make it their life purpose in a way to help others, to heal others, to work for others, something along those lines. This is someone meticulous, someone detail-oriented, a perfectionist if you want. This is someone who might not necessarily be easy to please. They might hold themselves to really high standards, and there's something here about them being constantly dissatisfied or very critical. It could be. So if it's not already obvious, this person could be a Virgo, and they could have very strong Virgo placements in their chart. But let's move on, and I actually want us to talk about this freedom card over here. So this card basically talks about how basically what made you guys fall in love with this person or crush over this person. I feel like this person might instill in you a feeling of being able to express yourself as you are, being able to take full responsibility for your actions and do whatever the hell you want to do with your life. This is someone who gives you a taste of freedom and what it's like singing your own song. And this is someone who might have showed you how you might have enclosed yourself in your own golden cage. But this is pretty much what I'm getting here. I want to talk about this Destiny card though, because this card is meant to represent how or where you guys have met. And I'm literally hearing, if you guys have watched the Pirates of the Caribbean series, and if you haven't, what are you doing with your lives? In the second film, in the second part, Dead Man's Chest, at some point, one of the characters, the witch, quote-unquote, of the story, is pretty much like shaking some bones and shells and stuff to get like a prediction. And she says a touch of destiny. And this is exactly what this card makes me think about, because there's this, you know, we have this handprint here, and destiny. So I feel like if you guys are into astrology, if you do your synastry charts, I wouldn't be surprised if you find some placements there that confirm that you guys were destined to meet, or that maybe you have met previously in past lives. This person might give you a feeling of familiarity, but if they don't, at least there is a deep knowing that this person has a very important role in your life and in your future. This person is someone who is gonna help you grow and develop a lot and expand your vision and your knowledge and understanding of how the world works, about yourself, about your soul. So deep, pretty deep stuff that are gonna be with you for the rest of your life, no matter how long the relationship with this person is gonna last, and whatever kind that might be. Very, very interesting energy here. I'm not gonna lie to you, pile 4. Let's talk about this Orca card. This is basically how you perceive your person, and there's a complexity to this as well. It's very interesting to me that even though they are described by this Virgo card, it almost seems like they have a lot of Pisces in their chart, or in their vibe at least, because they give me this free of form, expanding into the everything and nothing, spiritual, otherworldly, in between worlds type of vibe about them. And this Orca card doesn't contradict that in any way. This is talking about, you basically see this person as someone who expresses themselves without any sort of confinement, without any sort of barriers, without any sort of blockages. They tell it how it is, and they are true to themselves. They are perhaps a little evasive in their ways, as in they do not necessarily stand in any canon. Like, I don't know if that's the word, probably not. But you cannot put them in a certain pattern, is what I'm trying to say. You cannot identify them with, this is this type of person, because they seem to be all over the place in a good way. They explore a little bit of everything. They integrate a little bit of everything. This is also someone who's hard to grasp for a lot of people, and it could be that they might be hard to grasp for you too. This is someone who makes sure that they nourish and take care of themselves really well, and they put their needs first, because they know that they cannot give from an empty cup. They might also cherish their loved ones, but I feel like their group of loved ones isn't really huge. Even if they have a huge family, I feel like only a few people who are actually who they are actually in a strong bond with are gonna benefit from this protective nature of theirs. And I feel like even though they seem a little dreamy and a little inoffensive, I feel like this person can become a threat when you step on their tail or something like that, and that they do become a force not to be messed with. It's really interesting. At least this is how you might perceive them. They might have strong connections to the ocean or to water in general. I also heard gender fluid, so if that has anything to do with your person, it could be. Because like I said, they don't necessarily fit into fixed patterns. I want to talk about this card now. This is a beautiful face, and this is the card that represents the connection between the two of you. And it looks, at first glance, it seems pretty shallow, right? But I feel like even though this seems like pretty on the surface, that it goes a little deeper than we think, because there's some admiration here that goes sort of both ways. You admire them and they admire you. You might find them beautiful physically. Obviously, if they're your crush, you do find them attractive in some way. But I feel like the two of you see this a little different. So perhaps you see them as physically beautiful, while they see you as beautiful, but not necessarily physically, or not restricted to your physicality. I feel like they see your essence in a way, and they find your essence beautiful. It's like your heart or your soul. That this is what I mean. The thing that actually defines you without it being bound to any physical aspects necessarily. Your essence, your ethereal nature, is what they might find beautiful. But let's move into your oracles, which describe how they see you now. Let's see how this person sees my pile force. So to start, oh, you guys got two of these cards. We have God, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. We have Angel, helping those in need with no expectation in return. So you guys have really, you give off really heavenly vibes to this person. We also have Tension, square, semi-square. I cannot pronounce that word for if you were to shoot me. But yeah. We also have Innovation with new creations. We have Awakening. We have Moon Magic with phases. We have Hypnose with rest. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it here. Let me try something like this. Okay. And last but not least, we have the Patron, mentorship, finances. Wow. I mean, where do I even start? Once again, I noticed right off the bat that we have the orcas and the marine theme coming up again, and ironically it's in the same spot. I did not do that on purpose, but cards sometimes line up like this. This is majestic. They basically see you as a god incarnate, and you know what, the Piscean vibes that we were talking about could actually have more to do with you than with them, I guess. Like, you could be the one who has really prevalent Pisces placements, and they might have been coming through strongly, which Pisces and Virgo are actually opposite on the zodiac wheel, so they sort of they complement each other really well because they're that different. Okay, let's talk about these God and Angel cards. What more can I say other than in their eyes you seem like someone who would do and sacrifice just about anything to ensure that those around you are not suffering. You could be, for example, implicated in a lot of charities or anything that allows for you to help people in any way possible. I feel like you see the best in everyone in their eyes, and I feel like you want to see the good in everyone. I mean, I'm talking in my perspective, but this is basically their perspective. So yeah, if I say me, this is actually their energy coming across. There's something here about you wanting to empower others, and you seeing the good and the purpose in everything on earth. It's almost like you have this mentality of everything was put here with a purpose, and it's true. Nothing is wrong, nothing is ugly, nothing is deformed, everything is as it should be, from a divine standpoint. And you have this so much wisdom about yourself and such a desire to help, to guide, to you're like a blessing. I'm not gonna lie, you're like a blessing to the people around you. With innovation here, this makes me think Aquarius vibe. So if you guys have Aquarius placements, that could be relevant. But I feel like you, in this person's eyes, you managed to put things into a new perspective, and you can make things fit together and make sense that otherwise would not fit together in the mind of the collective. That's really like that is not necessarily easy to understand, but yeah, the main idea here is that you make people have a new perspective over old things, and change their viewpoint, especially given this main idea that you have about everything fitting into its corresponding place and nothing being here out of random and out of coincidence. I feel like this person sees you as just vibing with nature, vibing with the universe, and vibing with life in general. They see you like as a force of nature in a way, integrating with it and not fighting it, or not trying to fit into like the human way of living. With cycles here, this is basically making me think about like the old ways of that people used to guide themselves and to live their lives, which is the natural biorhythms and all that. So for example, you know, making sure that you go to sleep when it gets dark, because this way your hormones are balanced and your body is balancing itself together with nature, with the cycles of nature. Or how, for example, a woman's monthly cycle can sync in with the phases of the moon. And there's a lot more to this, but this is just a couple examples to give you an idea. They see you as someone who's really in sync with the cycles of nature, which basically empowers you and gives you more energy perhaps than other people have, even though they might tell you that you're crazy, for example, for not partying on the weekends and staying up late because you don't want to interrupt your natural cycle, and because you know that that's going to have repercussions on your body and you're going to feel groggy and drained and sickly. I could learn something from you, honestly, Bio 4. I need help. I need help with my sleep schedule really bad. But anyways, with this Hypnos card here with rest, I feel like this person sees you as a presence that allows them to rejuvenate, allows them to fall back and take their time to rest themselves mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm also hearing a breath of fresh air. You have a really refreshing presence in a world that just feels like dusty and in such a rush, and it's almost like society and the norms of society, where your crush also lives, is this dry, busy desert, and you're basically like oasis of rejuvenation, and yeah, just a very much needed break in the craziness of life. And I feel like you might have even been teaching this person, knowingly or unknowingly, how to adopt this lifestyle and this new way of thinking for themselves, and to even integrate a little bit more of the feminine aspect in their lives. For example, say you have let them allow themselves you've led them to allow themselves to embrace their feelings, their emotions more, to guide themselves, not guide themselves, but to listen to their body when their body is emitting signals. For example, oh, I'm tired, and instead of drinking an energy drink, I'm just gonna go to bed earlier, or instead of eating KFC 3 weeks in a row. I mean, that's too much. No one does that. I hope, at least, you balance out your diet and you eat stuff that grows in the season that you're in, so basically balancing and listening to your needs. I feel like there's also a feeling of tension between the two of you, because there needs to be this balance. You cannot necessarily totally live in the rainforest or on a beach, on a secluded island, and tell yourself that, yeah, I'm just gonna detach from humanity and society, and I'm gonna live according to nature, because you still have social needs. And sure, you can find yourself a tribe of crazy people like that and isolate yourselves on an island and just say, you know what, this is what we're gonna do for the rest of our lives. Nothing wrong with that, but you're most likely not gonna be able to do so. So it's like this person senses that there's a feeling of tension, because it's gonna take time to be able to integrate both these aspects equally. So living in society while staying as much as you can in sync with your body and with nature. And yeah. Last but not least, I want to talk about this Patreon card with this mentorship and finances. It feels like this person sees you as a teacher, and I already mentioned that they definitely can take lessons from you, especially on the ethereal, spiritual, magical aspects of life, which contribute to overall happiness and fulfillment, and figuring out your place in the world, mainly in this case, and how to take that place openly, and take the space necessary for you to fulfill your purpose here. It feels like this person is looking up to you to learn these things, even though it might be hard to accept for them here and there, because this is not how they grew up. This is something new to them, and there's always a little bit of tension, a little bit of friction, when you try to change something that you already established for yourself. But yeah, let's move into the tarot and see if we can get anything more from this about how your crush sees you. This is really interesting. Pretty much all the piles so far have had this vibe that their crush is also interested in a way. So let's see. I really love this cute little deck. This is the Witchling Academy Tarot, but there's always a card that stays stuck here at the bottom. They could have done better with this box, honestly. Oh man, come on. Okay, finally. So let's see, Spirit, what else can you tell us about pile 4 and how they feel? how pile 4's crush feels about pile 4. How they see pile 4. Let's get some answers, shall we? How does pile 4's crush see pile 4? We have the 5 of Wands reversed. We have too many cards. I'm gonna reshuffle those. We have the Moon reversed. Ooh, we have the Ten of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. We have the Fool. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands reversed. Really interesting. So the overall energy that I'm getting is that your person, your crush, is a little bit overwhelmed by this energy that you have about yourself. Sometimes it can be too much for them to integrate. It can be too much for them to pursue, or too much at once, which they're not ready, you know, they're not ready energetically, spiritually, even they're not ready to integrate your way of living. And you guys vibe pretty much. I see you like on a different sides of, for example, you're in different worlds, honestly, but you can still see each other. So you're almost like on the verge of two different worlds, and you know, you're having your morning coffee together, but each of you is like on their own windowsill, and you're kind of waving at each other from across the middle line in a way. And it's like you're both comfortable where you are, and you see the other's point of view, and you see, you know, how they live, and you vibe with it. It's like, cool, good for you, like that's really good for you. But you cannot completely change, and you know, you can't move in with them in their way of living because you don't belong. You're not ready for it. It's too much at once, and vice versa for them. With this 5 of Wands here reversed, I feel like there is a level of conflict or competition in a way. I actually want to get the clarifier for this. So, okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles for once. Yeah, that makes sense. Can we get another clarifier for this 5 of Wands, please? I'm gonna leave this here. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So the overall thing is that it's too much work for them to be able to reach your level, and it creates too much tension and conflict with their current lifestyle and their current habits and responsibilities. They feel overwhelmed. They would feel overwhelmed if they were to I don't know how to put this into words, but yeah, they feel a little bit overwhelmed by you, basically. If you are like in your true colors, and you know, you talk about the things that interest you and whatnot, they see it, but they can't fully understand, comprehend, and embody that. With the Moon here reversed, there's this almost like fear of stepping into the unknown, stepping into complete darkness, and there's this fear around what they see might not actually be there. There's a fear around illusions and not being able to tell what is what, and you know, where's up and where's down in your world. It's almost like it's confusing for them. It's too much and it's confusing. They don't hate it, like they're not against it. It's just it doesn't work with them. It's too much for them. They're used to being more so like in the material realm, in like traffic in the morning, coffee at Starbucks, work a 9 to 5, you know, like, but they're still open to learning from you. Like, what's up with all this witchy spiritual universe juju? It's just that it's too much. Like, they want to integrate just a little bit, like just enough, not the whole thing. Even though for you it might work really well. With this Ten of Cups here, I feel like they see you as someone who is really like emotionally happy and balanced, and you're almost like a ray of sunshine, and they find you beautiful and fascinating. But I almost feel like they do so from a distance. I feel like they watch you in your own world doing your own thing, but they don't necessarily like want to step in. With the Seven of Cups here reversed, once again, there's this fear showing up that they might be disillusioned. Is that a word? If they choose you, they might choose wrong, because it might be tempting from afar, but they could never, you know, actually live or coexist with you, because you're just from different worlds, like I said. With the Fool here though, once again, the idea that's coming across is that this person, your crush, is open to learn. They are definitely a novice. They're definitely just a beginner in this, and basically integrating anything from your energy is new and exciting. But it can quickly turn overwhelming, and it can quickly turn dangerous for them. So like I said, the overall vibe here, they definitely see you as someone ethereal, magical, just basically like an angel, but an angel more so like in a literal sense, not like an angel like, oh my god, I'm so fascinated, I want this person, but like, yes, I am fascinated, but I don't necessarily want to dive into this person's world. But pile 4, this is pretty much all I have for you guys. If you want a more detailed, personalized version, you can book a reading, a private reading with me in the link in the description. If not, and if you still want to support me, I would really appreciate if you like this video. Do comment below and let me know how this resonated for you, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay updated when I post a new video. But other than that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I hope I will see you in a future video. Bye!